Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the Daily English Podcast, the place where you practice real English for real life. Today's topic is powerful, global, and personal: sinking cities. What you'll learn today: what land subsidence means in simple English, why some cities sink faster than the seas rise, what causes it, the complications people face, and what smart solutions cities and citizens are using right now. You'll also practice everyday conversation about it, with short role plays you can copy in real life.
I wonder why this matters now. Cities have always had floods, right?
True, but today many places are sinking while seas are rising. When the ground goes down and water goes up, floods double, even on sunny days.
Why do some cities sink faster than others?
Because of three main forces working together: too much groundwater pumping from below, too much building weight on soft soil from above, and too little fresh river sediment reaching coasts and deltas.
So is this only climate change?
Climate change adds higher seas and stronger storms, but in many cities the trigger is underground, the loss of groundwater support that lets soil compact and settle.
Why do people not notice it early?
Because subsidence is quiet, millimeters a year. First a hairline crack, then a sticky door, then a street that holds water longer after rain, until one day a normal tide reaches your doorstep.
What will I be able to do after this episode?
Explain the causes in calm, simple English, point to real examples, name the main complications, and share practical steps that households and city leaders can start now.
Yes, and we'll make it friendly, not scary. Think of this as a conversation at a cafe. Clear definitions, real stories, useful phrases, and a short vocab review before we close.
This is big, quite big. Around the world, many cities are slowly going down. Not because the Earth decided to quit, but because of what we do, and what we stopped rivers and land from doing. It happens quietly, millimeter by millimeter. One morning, a street looks like a shallow river, even with no rain. Today is not about fear. It is about seeing clearly and acting wisely.
Good. We'll keep it calm and natural. No heavy science talk, just pictures, stories, and steps that anyone can share with family and friends. Imagine you're at dinner. Someone says, "Our city is sinking," and instead of silence, you answer with clarity. That is where we're heading.
Let us begin with one picture you will never forget: a sponge in your hand.
A sponge?
Yes, when a sponge is full of water, it keeps its shape. When you squeeze out the water, it gets thinner. Under a city, the ground can behave like that. Water in tiny spaces between grains is called groundwater. When too much is pumped out, the soil grains press closer, the ground compacts, and the surface slowly sinks. That slow sinking is called land subsidence.
So the land does not crack because it is angry. It sinks because the spaces inside tighten.
Exactly. Here's a sentence you can carry anywhere. Land subsidence is the slow sinking of the ground, usually caused by taking too much groundwater. When the land goes down while the sea keeps rising, floods feel stronger, even on sunny days.
Now let us make it real. What does sinking do to daily life? I met a family who showed me watermarks on their wall, each mark a memory. Last year, last month, last week. The house still stood, but their hope looked tired. Slow sinking steals peace before it breaks a road. It makes people wonder if tomorrow will be normal.
That is the quiet danger. Before bridges tilt or pipes snap, certainty disappears.
Then let us get clear. What is pushing the land down? I will ask and you answer.
Go ahead.
What is the first main cause?
Groundwater pumping. The ground holds water between grains of soil and rock. That water helps carry weight. When too much is pumped out, water pressure drops, the squeeze on the grains increases, the ground compacts, and the surface settles. Many soils don't spring back. Even if pumping stops today, some land keeps sinking for years.
Why do pumping get out of control in the first place?
Because cities grow faster than water systems. Families, farms, and factories need water now, so people drill wells. One well becomes 10, 10 become 1,000. Quietly, the ground loses strength.
What is the second main cause?
Weight from construction. Imagine a truck on a soft mattress. If weight is light and spread out, the mattress holds. If weight is heavy and focused, it sinks. Cities on soft ground, old riverbeds, reclaimed land, coastal plains, marshes will sink faster if heavy buildings and long highways press down without the right foundations.
What is the third main cause?
Sediment starvation. For thousands of years, rivers delivered fresh soil to deltas and coasts, quietly rebuilding land that naturally settles. When big dams trap sediment and rivers are walled off, that rebuilding stops. The land still settles, but nothing replaces it. The delta thins. The sea moves in.
So when we mix these three together, the result is obvious. Pumping from below, pressure from above, and no new soil from the river. The land sinks. Water finds it.
That's why some cities flood on clear days. Not because rain fell, but because the ground fell.
Give me a few real places so I can feel the truth without a long report.
Jakarta. Parts of the city dropped so fast that some neighborhoods now sit below sea level. Tides enter streets on sunny days. Main cause, groundwater pumping on soft delta land. The city is moving key offices, building surface water systems, and enforcing well controls. The lesson, water control is not optional. Bangkok. In the 1980s, parts were sinking about 10 centimeters a year. The city raised prices for pumping, expanded piped water, and watched the land carefully. In most places, the drop slowed to under 1 centimeter a year. The lesson, price signals and real alternatives change behavior. Tokyo. Decades ago, it sank because of deep pumping. The city shifted to surface water, regulated wells, and recharged the ground. The land stabilized. The lesson, stop the cause and you stop the fall. Mexico City. Built on an old lake bed with deep clays that compress easily. Years of pumping caused large drops. Pipes kept breaking because the ground kept moving. The city is investing in rain capture and recycling. The lesson, old mistakes take time to repair. Start early. Shanghai. Rapid growth once pushed it down. The city responded with recharge, strict well control, smarter building rules, and constant monitoring. The lesson, measure, manage, and plan with the soil in mind.
Let us talk about impacts people feel before we jump to solutions. What breaks first when land starts to sink?
Roads and rails bend, bridges lose balance, and underground pipes snap.
Why do the drains stop working?
Because the ground slope changes so water no longer flows out the way it should.
Do repairs fix it?
Only for a short time. Repairs repeat and city budgets bleed.
How do floods change as sinking continues?
They begin with big storms, then happen in normal rain, and in some places arrive even with no rain at all.
What happens near the coast?
Salty seawater can push into fresh aquifers. Wells start to taste bitter and crops fail.
So this is more than a water issue.
Yes, it becomes an economic problem and a fairness problem.
Who gets hurt the most?
People with choices move away. Those without choices are left on the lowest ground with the highest risk.
Before we list solutions, tell me why cities struggle to act even when they know all this. What are the real-world complications?
4 common barriers. First, weak enforcement. Rules exist on paper, but illegal wells keep pumping at night and nobody checks. Second, the time lag. Some soils keep settling for years after pumping stops, so leaders fear they won't see quick wins. Third, uneven sinking. One street drops fast while another looks fine, so the danger feels invisible until something fails. And 4, money and coordination. Water, planning, and public works sit in different offices, so budgets fixed broken roads instead of stopping the cause.
So how do cities move forward?
With honest data, shared maps, and one team empowered to link water supply, recharge, land use rules, and monitoring.
Give me one short role play for a town hall.
Leader, we cannot afford this now. Resident, we already pay for it through broken roads, lost work, and flood damage. It's cheaper to control pumping, expand piped water, and build recharge than to repair the same street 5 times.
Now we turn toward action. I want steps in plain language that any city can begin. Start with the first step.
Step 1. Control groundwater. In practice, not just on paper. Close illegal deep wells, license legal wells, and meter usage. Set prices that do not reward waste. Most important, provide reliable, clean piped water so families and businesses do not need to pump.
Second step.
Give water back. If water was taken from the ground, some water must return. Collect rain. Build recharge ponds that let water soak in slowly. Create green parks that act like sponges after storms. Clean a portion of used water and guide it back underground. Balance is the goal, and it works.
Third step.
Build smarter, not heavier. On weak soil, use foundations that reach stronger layers. Spread weight. Limit clusters of very tall buildings in the softest zones. Design roads and neighborhoods to guide water instead of trapping it. Respect the map beneath the map, the soil map.
Fourth step.
Put nature back on the team. In deltas and coasts, restore wetlands and mangroves. Where appropriate, allow controlled floods that deliver sediment to rebuild land. Keep open spaces where water can pause without hurting people. Nature can be a shield that grows stronger over time.
Fifth step.
See the ground early. Use satellites, ground sensors, and simple elevation checks to watch land move millimeter by millimeter. Do not wait for cracks to tell the story. Act before they do.
Sixth step.
Prepare people. Keep drainage clear. Map safe routes. Keep emergency water ready. Train schools and neighborhoods so a flood becomes a plan, not a panic. When people are prepared, fear drops and recovery is faster.
Some listeners will ask what a household or a block can do while the city updates big systems. Give me a short, useful list.
At home, harvest safe rain from roofs where it is allowed and safe. Use water wisely. Lift electric outlets and important items if floods are common, and keep an emergency bag plus a small water filter. On your block, keep street drains clear, especially before rain. Do not seal every patch of ground with concrete. Leave space where water can soak into the soil. In your community, share accurate information. Report illegal deep wells and ask for building rules based on soil strength, not just building height.
Now tell me how a city prevents sinking before a crisis. What is the playbook for early action?
Here is a simple prevention plan. Map the soil and set building rules by ground strength before permits are issued. License every well from day one and publish monthly pumping data so the public can see it. Diversify water supply early, surface reservoirs, treated wastewater for industry, and rain capture. Adopt sponge standards for new districts, parks, basins, and permeable streets that hold rain where it falls. Keep heavy clusters off the softest zones and use deep foundations where needed. Install a basic monitoring network, a few satellite points plus ground sensors, and publish a dashboard. Set a timeline people remember. In 1 year, close all illegal deep wells. In 3 years, build recharge parks in each district. In 5 years, extend city water to every neighborhood that now relies on deep wells.
There is a mindset trap we should name. People say the city only needs higher walls.
Walls can help for a time, but if the ground keeps sinking, the wall must rise again and again. That is fixing the symptom while the cause keeps working. Real safety begins underground with water control and balanced recharge.
Let us practice how to speak about this calmly with a friend. I will ask, you answer. Why is our city flooding more often?
Because the ground is sinking from too much groundwater pumping and the sea is higher, we need reliable piped water, places where rain can soak back into the ground, and building rules that match the strength of the soil.
That sounded calm and clear. Now I want to help people hear and remember keywords. I will ask like I'm unsure, and you explain simply.
Let's do it.
What does subsidence mean, and why should I care?
Subsidence means the ground is slowly sinking. It matters because lower ground means more cracks, broken pipes, and easier flooding.
Groundwater sounds like a river under the earth. Is that right?
Not exactly. Groundwater is water stored in the tiny spaces inside soil and rock. Wells pull that water up for homes, farms, and factories.
Where does that underground water sit? I hear the word aquifer.
An aquifer is the underground layer of soil or rock that holds and carries groundwater. It acts like a natural reservoir that we tap with wells.
Effective stress is a phrase I hear but don't feel. What is it?
When water pressure drops because of pumping, the squeeze on the soil grains increases. That extra squeeze is called effective stress. More squeeze means more compaction and more sinking.
So compaction is the result I can see.
Yes, compaction is when soil grains press closer and the ground becomes lower. In daily life, that looks like tilted floors, broken pipes, and uneven roads.
Why are deltas in danger?
A delta is low, flat land where a river meets the sea. Rivers used to bring fresh soil that kept deltas alive.
Why does one house tilt while the next stands straight?
That is differential settlement. The ground does not sink evenly. One spot lowers faster than another, and buildings twist or tilt.
Give me friendly words I can use so I sound natural.
For sink, you can say subside or settle. For flood, you can say high water. For fix, you can say repair or stabilize. For protect, you can say safeguard. For plan, you can say strategy or roadmap. Opposites help too. Sink, rise, dry, saturated, compact, loose, vulnerable, resilient.
Let me try a full line for practice. Our city is working to reduce groundwater pumping, recharge aquifers, and build green sponge spaces so floods become less severe.
That is clear and strong. Say it again a little slower and imagine you are speaking to a neighbor.
Our city is working to reduce groundwater pumping, recharge aquifers, and build green sponge spaces so floods become less severe.
Perfect. You are ready to explain this to anyone.
If a neighborhood wants to know whether sinking has started, what are simple signs to watch?
Cracks that return soon after repair, doors and windows that stop fitting, new low spots that collect water, pipes that break again and again, small floods during normal tides.
What should a city do first when these signs appear?
Measure pumping and close illegal deep wells, expand reliable piped water quickly, create recharge zones such as ponds, parks, and soak wells, update building rules based on soil strength, map the highest risk streets, and protect people there first.
Can you give me quick case examples that really worked?
Yes. Tokyo stopped deep groundwater pumping, switched to more river water and reuse, and recharged its aquifers. Result, the sinking stopped. Bangkok raised the price of groundwater and expanded reliable city water. Result, the sinking slowed sharply. Shanghai built recharge systems, strictly controlled wells, and limited heavy construction in soft zones. Result, the ground stabilized. The Netherlands planned land for the long term, combined strong dikes with nature, and uses water plazas that store storm rain. Result, they live with water rather than only fight it.
So what is the common lesson?
Control groundwater, diversify water sources, recharge the ground, guide construction by soil strength, and work with nature. Do these together, and cities steady themselves.
Even after action begins, land can keep settling for a time. That is normal. The key is the curve. If the sinking rate slows each year, the city is gaining control. If the rate speeds up, the city is losing time.
To everyone living on low ground, you are not alone. If water keeps visiting your door and you feel tired, many families carry that same quiet stress. Do not blame yourself. This problem is bigger than any one home, and your choices still matter. Your voice still matters.
What can people do right now in simple steps?
Share what you learned with a neighbor or your school. Keep drains clear before rain. Use water wisely at home, and keep a small emergency kit with water, a flashlight, and basic supplies. Report illegal deep wells when you see them. When a whole street does small things together, the impact grows.
When we meet local leaders, what should we ask to turn talk into action?
Start with clear, practical questions. Are illegal wells being closed, and who is responsible for enforcement? When will safe piped water reach our street, and how is the schedule decided? Where will the nearest recharge zones be built, and when does construction begin? Which building rules protect the softest ground, and how are permits checked? How is land movement being measured, and how often are results shared with the public? End with, please publish the answers and dates so everyone can follow progress.
Thank you. That gives people a clear voice and a clear path forward.
Short questions like these move a city from talk to change. They also show leaders that people understand the cause, not only the damage.
Let us close with a warm recap you can use anywhere.
Why do cities sink? 3 main reasons. Too much groundwater is pumped out, too much weight is added to soft soil, and too little fresh sediment reaches coasts and deltas. When land goes down while water rises, floods grow more frequent, even on sunny days. What are the early signs? Cracks that return soon after repair, doors that stop fitting, new low spots that collect water, pipes that break again and again, small floods during normal tides. Does that match what you see?
Yes, and it's not hopeless. Where wells are controlled and piped water expands, where rain is captured and returned to the ground, where buildings follow the strength of the soil, and where nature is invited back, the sinking slows or stops. We have already seen this work in multiple cities.
So, what should people do at home, and what should leaders do first? For homes and neighborhoods, keep it practical. Use water wisely, keep drains clear, capture safe rain where it is allowed, leave small patches where water can soak into soil, prepare simple flood plans, and share accurate information. For leaders, the path is firm. Measure pumping, enforce rules, expand water supply, recharge aquifers, plan construction by soil strength, monitor land, and protect the most at-risk streets first.
Carry this line with you. When land sinks because of groundwater pumping and the seas rise at the same time, floods double. To protect a city, control water below ground, not only water above ground.
If you want a final line for a meeting or a kitchen table talk, try this. Protect water, and water will protect us. Before we say goodbye, here's a 30-second practice chat. Why is our city flooding more?
Because the ground is sinking from heavy groundwater pumping and the sea is higher.
What do we need?
Reliable piped water, recharge parks, and smarter building rules.
Can this work?
Yes, other cities did it. If we start now, we can slow the sinking and make the next floods smaller.
That is the voice I hope you carry from today. Calm, clear, ready to help your street, your school, and your city.
Thank you for sharing this time with us. If this helped, pass it to someone who needs simple words for a hard problem. There are causes, there are steps, there is hope.
Final summary before we close. The ground can sink when too much groundwater is taken, when heavy construction presses on soft soil, and when rivers stop bringing new sediment. The results arrive quietly as cracks, broken pipes, and frequent floods. Real fixes exist. Control and replace groundwater use, return rain to the ground, build with the soil in mind, restore nature, and watch the land early. Families and neighborhoods matter through wise water use, clear drains, safe rain capture, simple flood plans, and honest questions for leaders. The goal is direction. Each year, less pumping, more recharge, smarter building, and clearer maps, so the sinking rate slows and life becomes safer.
Wherever you live, coast, river town, or big city, your voice can help your place rise in strength even if the land cannot rise in height. Speak up, share calmly, ask for balance underground and respect above ground.
We are with you. Thank you for listening. Take care of your water, take care of your street, take care of each other, and take good care of the earth.